Bienvenidos. Soy la Bruja Espinada and I am here with your message of the week. So let's get started. When asked what is needed this week, two cards came out and they were the Eight of Elixirs and the Three of Blades. So there's a lot of sadness and pain that's being felt, whether it's something that you're going through or something that you've been through, and or something that's just come up again, that's resurfaced. It's just a lot of pain. And what the Eight of Elixirs is telling you has a lot to do with emotion. It's telling you to let it go. It's time to let go. It's time to move on. It's time to come to terms with the difficulties that you've been, dealing with. And if you actually look at the card, there's two prominent bottles, and the first one says let it go, and the let go potion rather, and the second one says the wake up potion. So, and surrounded are other little bottles. One says despair, the other one says the void, and the two other bottles on the side, one says soul journey, one says aura cleanse. So it's letting you know that it's time. It's time to start letting go of despair. It's time to wake up from the void. If it's something that you've just been remembering, or you've actually had time to start processing something, it's time to start moving on, to coming to terms with what's happened, that's now done, over and done with, and it's time to move forward. When it's paired with the Three of Blades, the Three of Blades also symbolizes a lot of despair. It symbolizes a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of mourning. But the main message of this is to take the lesson and not just the pain. Understand that yes, you have every right to mourn, but when it's time to let go, there's something to have learned from the situation. Since this is needed, to let go, move on, come to terms, and taking the lesson, like how do you get that? What actually came out was three cards: the Five of Elixirs, the Sun, and the Three of Coins. So the Five of Elixirs again has a lot to do with sadness, despair. It's letting you know that the way you choose to deal with your sorrow, the way that you choose to deal with this pain, will determine how quickly you can overcome it, on how quickly you can let it go, on how quickly you can wake up from this situation, how you can wake up from everything that you've been through. And because it's something that you stay focused in, if you stay focused here, you'll see that there's three prominent bottles. One is cyanide, one is arsenic, the other is one is cyanide, one is morphine, and the other one actually says passion tincture. So you have the choice on which one you want to take. Do you want to kill yourself? Just all in one go, not letting it go, sitting in it, wallowing in it? Do you just want to dull the pain, or are you actually going to throw yourself into something that's going to benefit you? Now, when paired with the Sun card and the Three of Coins, the Sun card has a lot to do with happiness. It has a lot to do with good things, a lot of good vibes. This is a very, very good vibes card. And you may be thinking, well, if I'm in a lot of pain, or if I'm going through suffering and mourning, how am I supposed to be happy? Remember, the message is when you come to terms with the pain and you've allowed yourself to mourn, and you start dealing with it, you figuring out what it is that you need to start moving on, and how quickly you want to move on. It depends on you. If you want to sit and wallow, you can sit and wallow all you want, but you need to start moving forward. And the only way you can do that is to start dealing with it and understanding that there is happiness. And the main message of this card, especially when it comes to how to let go, how to move on, how to come to terms, is it's reminding you that there's no room for low self-esteem. There's no room for self-doubt. And a little bit of happiness can go a long way. So baby steps. It just takes a little bit of a reminder of happiness for you to start letting go. Not only that, but when paired with the Three of Coins, the Three of Coins has to do with progression. So it's a reminder that there's something new. So obviously, you know, when you remember that there's a little bit of happiness, once you start you actually start the process of letting go, you know, you've already gone through the process of mourning and have started coming to the realization that it's time to start working towards letting things go, that there is happiness, there's some progression, and there's just throw yourself into something new. It's time for something new. This is what this card is telling you. It's progress, because you've already thought of, you know what, it's already showing that there has been some progress, or you've been looking into progressing from this situation. And whether it's that you are whether it's a lot of more self-care, whether it's going to therapy, whether it's like finding a coping mechanism, whatever it is, it's good. And that small step is recognized as a good step forward. Now, when asked what needs to be given from the Watcher, what actually came out was the Knight of Elixirs. The Knight of Elixirs is telling you, in this instance, when it comes to this reading, is that what's needed, or what needs to be given, is a caring and affectionate disposition. That's what's needed. That's what you need to give. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's towards another person. Probably it is a coworker, someone you're collaborating with, a partner, a friend, a family member. But in this instance, I do believe it has to do with yourself. You need to give yourself more love and care right now. That's what you need. And don't be afraid to actually reach out and actually request this, because the Three of Coins also has a lot to do with collaboration. So chances are that if you reach out to, if someone, hey, is there anything that you need? Maybe just a little bit of attention will help you. And make it known, be like, you know what, this is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling alone. I'm feeling, I can't be alone right now. I need someone to talk to. Whatever it is, voice that. That's what's needed right now. That's what you need to give. You need to especially give yourself care and affection at this time. When I have a new deck, and it is the Memento Mori Oracle deck, and asking it what note needed to be added to this reading, and what actually came out was the pot. The pot symbolizes nourishment, fulfillment, and creating. So right now is a time for you to create a new environment for yourself, so that there can be nourishment, fulfillment, to help you let go, coming to terms, and to grow from what it is that you are dealing with at this moment. In addition, when asking the Oracle deck what it is that the lesson is for the week, what came out was compassion. This has come out before, but I actually only have noted to you important key factors, but I actually want to read you this paragraph. Compassion is one of the strongest and most complex of human emotions. Through compassion, we not only feel and understand the feeling and hurt of others, but we may choose to accept those feelings and help relieve the pain. This card is a reminder to breathe and have sympathy for yourself and your situation. Do not be too hard on the way that you think, you feel, or on your outward goals. All things take time, and sometimes we need space to heal before we can reach our goals. Empathy moves us to listen to others to see if we can offer kindness to those in need. We may not agree with every view or idea people express, but we can show compassion while holding our own views sacred. And the question of the lesson is, how can I show myself more compassion and understanding? Now, when I asked the Divine Feminine what their message was for the week, 2 cards came out. The first one was Lolita, who is the red goddess, and her message is, playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. A reminder. Just remember, a little bit of happiness can go a long way. When your soul selects her cards, answers arrive from disengaging with the energy that created the problem or question to begin with. So we so often hold tight to what we desire with a grip that actually inhibits it from arriving. We often take the soul by the collar and demand to know the answer right now. I know quite a few of you like this. But when a desire is an imperative, there's an inability to be playful, imaginative, and childlike with how and when that desire will arrive. The secret to desire is holding it lightly. The secret that the red goddess knows is that we already have everything we desire, so we can trust that what the soul craves is and always has been ours. This is the levity that sparks a shift, a change, an expansion. This is the moment that we remember that we are not separate from what we desire or from the divine. She is the levity that comes when we loosen our death-like grip on what we think we desire. She's the gorgeous and much-needed reminder that we don't have to suffer our way to what we want most. The path to what we desire and to becoming the soul we need to be in order to receive it can be paved with joy, with divine play, and with the sacred process of lightening up along the way. Now, the second card is Yesh Sogyal. I probably pronounced that horribly, I'm sorry. She's the Lady of the Lotus Born, and her message is, embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. When your soul selects her card, it can be so easy to forget that everything we touch, everything we say, and everything we do is not separate from the divine. Yesh embodied one of the most potent spiritual truths. The female body is an asset to enlightenment, not a hindrance. The body is a it's a vehicle to free us from the idea that there are any limitations to reality. We are both human and divine. We are both a mortal body and an eternal essence that continues on. The body too often can be the scapegoat for so much hate, distrust, and violence. The body holds infinite wisdom, pleasure, and possibilities. This is the moment to see your gorgeous body as the tremendous gift it is. It's the moment to realize that there is no greater intoxication than just being fully in your body, from head to soul. She is a call to remember the holiness of your flesh, the deep wisdom of your body contains, and the temple you walk around in every day. So, give yourself the nourishment that you need. Start waking up, letting go, coming to terms, and understand that all you need is to give yourself some care, affection, and fulfillment. I hope this helps, and I will see you guys next week.